So last week I attended the multimedia screening for Gladiator 2. I got to watch the film a week early and I had to keep all my thoughts and reviews and opinions in up to now. So today is the day I can finally talk about Gladiator 2. Thank you to Paramount as well, who did invite me to the multimedia screening. Now, for a Gladiator film to be successful, you're going to need some fantastic cinematography, a really good score, and the battles. Of course, you need some epic battles for the big screen, especially with a film like this being shown on super screen, IMAX, 4DX, Screen X. You need some really big battles for the big screen, and Gladiator 2 definitely delivers this. Some really good battles, some epic moments as well. So you have three big battles. You got the battles with the baboons versus the gladiators. You have the rhinos versus the gladiators, and then you have the gladiators versus the Romans on the ships, which again was really cool. However, you kind of expect the stakes to get higher and the battles to get more epic. And for me, that didn't really happen. The battle I found the most enjoyable was the gladiators against the baboons, which was very barbaric. It was very raw. I think the weapons the gladiators had were very tacky, weren't very strong, and it really showed the extreme lengths that these gladiators have to go through just to survive. It really is like a life and death situation, because if you don't win the battle, you're dead. It's game over. Saying that though, I did still really enjoy the battles with the rhinos and the battles on the ships as well. Some really cool stuff. However, yeah, I just don't think the stakes went up high enough. And for me, it was really interesting to see Paul Mescal's character Lucius in a more raw environment, just to see the extreme lengths he would go to survive. So let's talk about the casting, and the actors I want to talk about are Paul Mescal, Joseph Quinn, and Denzel Washington. Let's talk about Paul Mescal's character Lucius first then, and I have to say, I'm a massive fan. One of the most likeable characters I've seen on the big screen in a long time. I'm going to give a big compliment here. He gave me a bit of Aragorn vibes, and that might sound a very weird comparison, but Lucius, he wasn't cocky, he wasn't arrogant, he was just confident, he knew who he was, and the only simple thing he wanted was revenge. And why he's seeking revenge is perfectly fair, a very valid reason for why he wants revenge. But yeah, I really did appreciate Paul Mescal, the acting. I love the tone in his voice, the way he speaks. He speaks very intelligent, and yeah, it really does draw you in. Everything he says, you kind of like, yeah, I really want to hear what he's saying here, because you know, like, it's a very in-depth or a very important conversation he is having. And the character he bounces off most with is Denzel Washington's character. Denzel Washington in this film, absolutely incredible. His range and versatility in the film is incredible, and yeah, all these little moments and the conversations he has with Lucius, absolutely fascinating. Absolutely loved him in it. Really good character. Finally, let's talk about Joseph Quinn. Joseph Quinn, of course, famous for playing Eddie Munson in Stranger Things, and he's of course the new Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four. So Joseph Quinn, of course, is now part of the MCU. However, in Gladiator 2, he played a bit of a baddie. He played a bit of a villain in this film, and honestly, I was here for it. I feel like he absolutely nailed it, and it almost feels like, yeah, I think it may even suit him better being a bit of a villain compared to being a good guy. But yeah, I thought he was absolutely brilliant in it. Very sinister, very powerful look in his eyes. You can really see like the anger and expression in Joseph Quinn's face in the film was absolutely incredible. So yeah, Joseph Quinn in this, one to watch out for. Really good performance by Joseph Quinn, and going forward, I'd absolutely love to see Joseph Quinn play more villains in the future. And my hot take could be, if Eddie Munson does come back in Stranger Things and becomes evil and works with Vecna, I'd be here for that. I'd be so here for that, to see an evil Eddie Munson, because I hear that there is like a Dungeons and Dragons character that he could play, like a vampire bat kind of character. So if he comes back evil, I'm 100% here for it. Another actor who I've not actually mentioned yet is Pedro Pascal. Now, I'm a big Pedro Pascal fan, don't get me wrong. I first got introduced to Pedro Pascal in Game of Thrones, and then most famously for The Mandalorian. But since then, I feel like he's in everything, and he almost looks the same in everything anyway. Like, he's of course in The Last of Us, and I'm a little bit bored of Pedro Pascal, and I feel like he's in a bit too many projects right now. I kind of wish he picks and chooses like what he does, and I enjoyed him in this, and his character had a really nice arc, but I just found myself watching Pedro Pascal and not the character he was playing. So that's a bit of a criticism from me, but he done a great job playing his character, and like I said, the character had a really good arc, so his character was written really well. But I was just a bit bored of watching Pedro Pascal on my screen again. I feel like everything I watched lately has Pedro Pascal in. So my overall thoughts on the film, I feel like it was a very, very strong sequel. Is it better than the original? I'm going to say it's not. But take nothing away from the film, I feel like he done a really great job. I think the casting was excellent, the score was brilliant, cinematography is great, the battles were really epic. So it had everything you want in a Gladiator movie. So I feel like the movie is a massive success. I feel like everyone is going to enjoy it. I feel like this could be leaning towards a franchise now and a trilogy. It's weird because when you look at a film like Ghostbusters, I do not think Ghostbusters needed to be a franchise. When you look at Gladiator, I feel like Gladiator doesn't need to be a franchise either. But am I here for a Gladiator franchise? And would I love to see Lucius again on the big screen? Absolutely. So if there is going to be a third one, and I think there will be, yeah, I'll definitely be here to see that as well. But my overall score, I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5. Really, really great watch. Lots to admire. Just not a perfect film compared to Gladiator. But anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Can't wait for everyone else to see Gladiator 2 out in cinemas this Friday. So make sure you go check out Gladiator 2 in your local cinemas. Definitely one to see on the big screen for sure. And IMAX as well. Go to an IMAX or go to a super screen. See it on the biggest screen possible. I'm sure you're going to love it. I'll see you back here soon for another film review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.